Welcome to week 4 and our exploration of the mitigation of climate change. My name is Rachel. The scientific consensus is that anthropogenic impacts are causing climate change. Emissions from mining, transportation and the burning of fossil fuels contribute to greenhouse gases, which are warming the Earth. To prevent global warming from becoming unmanageable in the future, we need to reduce our emissions output to maintain a global average temperature of 1.5 degrees or less of pre-industrial levels. Some of the mitigation strategies that we are currently using to achieve this target include harvesting more renewable energy such as wind, hydro and solar. Solar energy, combined with other renewables, currently produces only about 1% of the Earth's energy output. Australia will need to produce 51 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2042 if it's to meet the targets set in the Paris Agreement. Solar technology is promising as the energy-producing technology of the future, and solar technology has the highest level of support amongst the Australian public. However, to date, only 3 gigawatts in new wind and solar projects have been committed. One of the biggest challenges to solar energy is the fact that output is intermittent. Good energy output is reliant on sunny days with low cloud cover. Without battery storage or a backup source, solar is not efficient for nighttime use or on cloudy days. On sunny days, the output can be so efficient that without containment, the excess energy produced can cause grid blowouts. A lot of space and infrastructure is required to produce and transport energy from a solar farm. They are most effective in arid regions where there are long periods of constant sun in unpopulated regions. However, biodiversity is an important factor and land must be cleared to install large facilities. Desert-dwelling flora and fauna need to be relocated or perish. The moratorium on solar farms in the western states of the US in 2008 was due to concerns for the local ecosystems, but was overturned only weeks later because industry officials were worried that any delays would bring progress in the solar industry to a standstill. An interesting point, and one ignored by the climate deniers, is that the amount of land required to meet global energy demands is only 3% of the Earth's total land mass, which is less than the current global footprint of fossil fuel extraction. The whole life cycle is often not adequately considered during the manufacture of photovoltaic cells. Depending on the quality, solar panels have a lifespan of around 25 to 30 years. Solar panels are 100% recyclable, but there are not enough facilities in Australia, nor is there a significant cost benefit for an efficient recycling process. However, the many rare elements that are used in PV cells are a finite resource, and unless we invest in recycling to reclaim these components for future use, we will eventually run out, or the cost of manufacture will rise prohibitively. Currently in Australia, it is up to the consumer to manage the recycling process of PV cells at end of life. Otherwise they're sent to landfill, where there is the possibility of toxic metals leaching into the environment. What should be an effective climate change mitigation strategy could end up causing significant environmental damage. In Europe, the manufacturer is responsible for the disposal and/or recycling of cells at the end of their life. Ideally, the price of recycling would be factored into the cost of manufacture so that the retailer can include a recycling service when they sell or upgrade a home system. It's not all doom and gloom though. There are benefits of solar energy. Individual energy consumers feel like they are having a positive impact on climate change by using solar energy at home. The warm glow effect, as described in a Taiwanese study, demonstrates that homeowners also gain a psychological benefit from having rooftop solar. This flow-on effect can extend to consumers who visit shops and businesses which are using renewable energy. More and more businesses are installing rooftop solar because they recognise that's what consumers want. Industry leaders in climate change mitigation, such as the supermarket chain Aldi, are now proudly advertising their environmentally friendly status in a bid to earn social licence and perhaps new customers while doing their bit to save the planet. Customers achieve a warm glow along with reduced prices while knowing that their shopping funds climate change mitigation measures. Battery technology is constantly improving, so the issue of how to store solar energy for use at night is becoming less of a problem. The consistency and reliability of electrochemical battery storage, which was previously somewhat variable, is improving rapidly with the successful innovation of lithium-ion batteries, which are now taking over from the previously widely used lead-acid batteries. The chance of grid blowouts are much less likely and conversion back into electrical energy much more reliable. Funding is also increasing in this industry in both developed and developing nations, so innovation should continue and technology should improve still further. Cell technology is constantly improving and cells are now becoming miniaturized and have been mounted vertically in a modular tower to power the Internet of Things. This technology can be expanded to all manner of applications. PV cells will occupy less space on a roof or in a desert and yet provide the same amount of energy output. Scientists have theorized that the most efficient way of harvesting solar energy is via solar arrays in space. This was first proposed by Konstantin Tsiolkovsky in the 1920s. In space, they would not take up any valuable landmass, they can access unrestricted solar radiation, and they would only need to be a tenth of the size of a land-based array to achieve the same output. Sounds like science fiction, right? There's currently a race between research groups to develop the technology to make this possible, but the cost of production and the logistics of a launch and/or assembly in space are currently prohibitive. So, who is doing solar well? According to industry statistics, China, the EU, USA, Japan, Germany, India, Italy, and Australia are leading the push regarding PV capacity, though it might be a while before we're harvesting energy from space. The good news is that just a few weeks ago, for a few minutes, Australia was powered by more solar energy than coal-fired electricity for the first time, and I think that is worth celebrating. Thank you.